Jared Patchen, coming to you live from IWF 2018. I am here at the Grex nail gun booth with Lee. Lee, how you doing?
Very good, Jared. How you doing?
Good. So the reason I'm here is because for the past 4 years or so, we've been looking at using some nail gun other than standard 18 gauge. All of our cabinetry, at least, is a pigmented lacquer finish, painted finish. The bigger the nail that goes through there, the worse the filling of that crown, of that baseboard. The longer it takes, the more steps and hoops you have to jump through to get that nail to hide away. So we've been looking at the 21 gauge, which is right in between the 18 brad nail and the headless 23 pin nail. And we've had another manufacturer's gun for about 3 years and it never worked right. So out of frustration, I finally bought the Grex. I'm not sure why it took me so long, but I bought the Grex and my guys have been using it for the past 8 months without any issues at all. So Lee, tell us a little bit about the 21 gauge, maybe your cordless 18 and 23 gauge nails, and just kind of tell us about them and what do I not know?
Well, let's first go over some of the inner workings on the 21 gauge. Number one, our cylinder, our piston, and our driver are all metal construction. Even our magazine's all metal construction. We have the ribs, we also have the self-adjusting pins here, so you can change pins real easily. Inside here, a lot of manufacturers are flat, but what that allows is the driver to shake on you and not drive correctly. We've grooved it, so our driver goes perfectly straight every time, giving us a complete drive all the way through.
Is that so one of the issues we had with the other gun we had from another manufacturer is that 21 gauge nail you're shooting a 2 or a 1.5 inch into beech or maple, and it would just bend and kind of take on a path of its own. It would never go straight. Is that the nail or is that piston that's driving it down? Or both?
It's a combination of both. Okay, on all of our fasteners, we have a higher tensile strength on them, so they tend to shoot straighter. Okay, plus because we groove it straight, I'm not shaking. That way I don't chip my driver. My driver can drive all the way through the cycle, which is one of the big advantages to that. You know, the other thing that we've done that nobody else has really done is an edge guide. And what an edge guide does, allows me to put it on. We're graduated on the back here. Okay, so you can see we have by the inch. Put it on, just lock it on down where you need it. Then you can go right down to the edge of your material and shoot. It's perfectly straight line. Doing cabinets, doing doors, it allows you to really make a good shot on that. So that's one of the other advantages to our tool.
So now, at least with all of our other tools, we're cordless everywhere we can. I did buy the air hose, the pneumatic 21, but now I'm thinking, let's look at the cordless versions so my guys don't get lazy and pull out a subpar battery-powered nail gun. What do you have?
Currently I have an 18 gauge that's out. Okay, we're going to use a propane cylinder. Okay, biggest advantage here, number one, 1,200 to 1,400 shots per. Being propane, there's no shelf life. So 2 years from now, I shake it, I got gas, it's going to shoot. The other thing we did is we got rid of the big lithium-ion battery. We use 2 AAA batteries. So our replacement is about 69 cents. Theirs is over $100. Okay.
And there's I've had some where they use like a rubber band wind-up system, or this is just like a pneumatic gun where you pull the trigger and it shoots immediately. There's not a wind-up cycle or something like that.
Right. Yeah, basically what happens is when you depress your safety, it puts gas into the cylinder. When you pull the trigger, it uses the battery to ignite that, which propels the driver. So a very simple system. There's no wind-up. As fast as you can depress this and shoot it, that's how many shots you can get out. So I've gotten it to about 1 a second.
And you have the 18 gauge out now.
Right, this is 438. Okay, the 21 is coming out, starting to ship January 1st. Okay, basically the same system here, but we loaded the back here. So you have your propane cylinder, you have your 2 batteries up here. Okay. So that's that system there.
Any cold weather or elevation issues with the propane?
We've had some where a guy gets out there in really cold weather, put it in the cab of your truck, put it in your pocket. When you get there, the gun will self-heat it. Okay, it's just the first couple of shots that you got to get out. Okay. Again, it's all metal construction. Works the same way. When you depress here, gas goes in, igniter, and it's firing.
Okay.
Again, you've got the edge guide, which is coming with it. Here's our power adjustment, so I can go from low power.
Oh, okay.
Okay, depending on if I'm shooting a 1/2 inch to 2 inch,
Okay.
you know, I can take care of all that. Again, this
That increases the number of shots you end up getting out.
right. You know, it's always a meter to mount. You know, so it's always going to come out. Pardon me, sir. Our 23 gauge, which is coming out November 1st. Okay, we're starting to get ready on that. Again, it's the same as a 21. Okay, these are about 3.8 pounds. Okay, the exact same system, but we'd be firing from 3/8 to 2 inch on a 23 gauge. So I can take a really long needle and shoot that in.
Okay. When would you go from a 23 to the 21 gauge on a job site or material?
It depends. If you need a little more holding strength, okay, use the 21 gauge. It has a slight head.
Yep.
It's half the head of an 18. Okay, the other thing that we do different is our driver is exactly the same size or a little bit smaller than the head of our pin. So you don't get that extra hole.
That hole that it makes from the gun itself rather than the nail.
It's just the head of the pin.
Okay.
And the advantage there is when the pin goes through, the wood tends to close back a little bit.
Okay.
So there's even less repair then.
Yeah, I mean, I found with the 21 gauge, just a simple wax fill, 8 to 9 to 10 feet up, you can't see it at all. And if it's stained wood, you can almost get away without doing anything.
Right. And that's the advantage of a 23 gauge. Okay, I've shot it into 1/8 inch material, not split the wood.
Okay.
Okay, so 23 has a lot more flexibility. And the biggest trick on a 23 is give it a little bit of an angle. You know, a lot of guys try to shoot straight in. Well, it doesn't have a head.
Yep.
But if you give it a little angle, then it's going to have a hard time pulling.
Okay.
And in some places, I'll put a double angle. Shoot one way, one the other. Wood cannot move in 4 directions.
That way they're working against each other.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. Well, now I got to decide if I'm going to spend the money on the cordless versions. So you said these are all about $400.
Yeah, this one we're saying between 400 and 500. Again, it's coming out January 1st, so we don't have pricing on it yet. The 23, which is almost the same thing, is $398.
Okay.
Bare tool. It's available November 1st. It's shipping.
Okay.
This is $438. Comes in a case. You just have to get cells with it. And again, cells 4-pack is $25. $438 for that gun.
Okay.
And you're ready to go. It's available now.
Well, those are great. So if anybody is interested in coming down, looking at the guns, they are here at booth 4452 at IWF.